Christianity. Within Christianity, beliefs about the afterlife vary significantly depending on the tradition. According to Catholic doctrine, the soul must pass through a state of purification known as purgatory before reaching heaven, a process that can be aided by the prayers of the living. In the Orthodox tradition, the soul undergoes a 40-day period of reflection. Interestingly, Orthodox theology doesn't treat heaven and hell as physical locations, but rather as the soul's natural reaction to the presence of God, bringing either ultimate peace or suffering. Protestantism conversely rejects the concept of purgatory, teaching that a person's eternal destiny is finalized during their lifetime, leading directly to heaven or hell based on personal faith. Meanwhile, denominations like the Seventh-day Adventists and Jehovah's Witnesses reject the ideas of an immortal soul and eternal torment. They believe the dead are essentially in a deep sleep, awaiting a future resurrection to inhabit a restored physical paradise on earth. Judaism. The Jewish perspective on the afterlife is quite complex and full of unexpected turns. To begin with, the concept of hell is not eternal. Instead, they believe in a state of purification known as Gehenna, where the soul spends no more than 12 months being cleansed of its transgressions. Following this, the destination is a spiritual paradise, accessible to righteous individuals from anywhere in the world. However, this paradise is merely a temporary state of rest. The ultimate promise of Judaism lies in the future, coinciding with the arrival of the Messiah. The core belief is that the soul will be reunited with the body through resurrection, allowing individuals to live on a perfected, just earth. While this represents the classical Orthodox Jewish view, the religion encompasses other perspectives. Reformed Jews generally do not believe in physical resurrection, focusing solely on the eternal nature of the spirit, whereas the Kabbalistic tradition teaches that the soul must undergo reincarnation in various bodies until its earthly mission is fulfilled. Spiritism. If eternal punishment sounds terrifying, Spiritism offers a completely different view. To them, hell simply isn't real. Death is just a shift to another dimension, and it's all about continuous evolution through reincarnation. Their closest version of hell is the umbral, but the key difference is that it's only temporary. It's a heavy spiritual zone for souls still stuck on grudges, addictions, or the material world. It's meant to be a wake-up call, not a punishment from God. Once a spirit improves and asks for help, they're rescued and brought to spiritual colonies. These act like afterlife cities where souls heal, work, and study to get ready for their next life on earth. Afro-Brazilian religions. In Afro-Brazilian religions, death is just a return to where we started. You cross from the Aye, our physical world, into the Orum, the spiritual realm. In Candomblé, the dead don't just disappear to rest somewhere far away. They become ancestors. They stay right here with their community, guiding and protecting their families. Umbanda takes a slightly different angle, focusing on the spirit's constant evolution. Many souls actually choose to come back to the terreiros, worship centers, as spiritual guides. Famous figures like the Pretos Velhos, old sages, and caboclos, indigenous spirits, return specifically to give advice, do good deeds, and help out everyone still on earth. Hinduism. In Hinduism, the soul is eternal and indestructible. When someone dies, the body is cremated for purification, but the soul moves on to a new physical form. The belief is you've already done this thousands of times. Karma is what runs the whole process. After death, your life is reviewed, and the balance of your good and bad deeds determines your next step. The soul might go to heavenly or lower realms, but nothing is permanent. Once that life's karma runs out, a new birth happens. The conditions of this new life, health, wealth, family, are a direct reflection of your past lives. The ultimate spiritual goal is to finally break this repetitive cycle and achieve a liberation called moksha. Buddhism. Buddhism takes the idea of reincarnation and adds a different twist. For them, there is no permanent soul. When someone dies, what carries on isn't their identity, but their consciousness. It's like one candle lighting another. The new flame is connected to the first, but it's not exactly the same. Depending on accumulated karma, this consciousness is reborn into one of 6 different realms. This includes the human realm, heavenly realms, and even the realm of hungry ghosts. But none of these stops are permanent. The main goal of Buddhism isn't to reach a paradise, but to achieve nirvana. This state represents the absolute end of desire, ignorance, and most importantly, the final end of the cycle of birth and death. Taoism. In Taoism, death is viewed very naturally, much like the changing seasons. They believe we are made of vital energy. When life ends, this energy doesn't travel to another world. It simply returns to nature. The person ceases to exist as an isolated individual and dissolves back into the universe. It's a peaceful return, exactly like a drop of water falling back in and becoming part of the ocean once again. Shinto. Japan's traditional religion focuses much more on the present than on what happens after death. But when someone passes away, tradition teaches that after purification rituals, the spirit doesn't go off to some distant paradise. It becomes a kami, a protective ancestral spirit. In practice, the person becomes a sort of guardian for their own family. This is why many Japanese homes keep small shrines, called kamidana, to honor, remember, and maintain a daily connection with departed relatives. Zoroastrianism. Zoroastrianism is one of the world's oldest religions, and its worldview is heavily focused on the battle between good and evil. After death, the soul goes to the bridge of judgment. There, the person's own conscience appears before them. If they lived a righteous life, their conscience takes the form of a beautiful guide, and the crossing is smooth to the house of song, a place of light. If they lived a wicked life, their conscience takes a terrifying form, and the soul falls into darkness. But the most striking point of this religion is that suffering isn't eternal. They believe that at the end of time, the entire universe will be purified. Evil will be completely destroyed. The dead will be resurrected, and even those in darkness will be saved, living in a remade, perfect world.